Well, I'm looking at one of my favorite websites, Spotify, and I love the behavior of this application staying in the center of the window, and I like the look. So let's go see how we can do this in Wakanda. So we're in the studio, and I'm opening up a project that I've created. And the first thing we want to do is we're in the GUI editor, and we're going to go get a container. This is an HTML div object, and the studio is great because it lets us visually see what our page would look like, and we can create our CSS with the properties dialog. So let's go put our green color here, and we're gonna copy this and duplicate it for our second container. And I think these colors look pretty close to the Spotify website and close enough for this demonstration. Anyway, let's launch our browser and see how we're doing so far. So we're copying the project to Wakanda server, and there we go. So we're on our way. Colors look pretty good, but we have some drop shadows I don't like, and also our application is not staying centered in the browser window. So back to Wakanda Studio. Let's see what we can do about this. So we can get rid of the border here on our container. So there's a lot of CSS properties we can control right from the properties dialog. And let's get rid of that drop shadow, and let's go look at our other container and get rid of the border, and we'll remove the drop shadow. Okay, that's looking more like our Spotify website. So let's go to the size and position, excuse me. And we need to set our constraints on the right for both our containers. Now, I think we're getting closer. Let's bring up the browser window, and okay, so it's looking better. The constraints are working, and we don't have the drop shadows. Now we're looking closer. We still don't have our container centered in the browser window. Now we cannot do this through the properties dialog. It lets us do a lot of things, but what we need to do is override some of the CSS. Now, as we're working in the studio, the Wakanda Studio is writing our CSS for us as we select things from the property dialog. We could override this CSS, but a better practice is to add our own custom CSS file to add the behavior that we want. In this case, we need to add a margin with 0 pixel and auto, which will basically, and then one more thing we need to do is define a width. This will force the width of our container, and the margin 0 pixel auto will make sure that the right and left sides have the same margin. So let's copy this for both containers. That's great. Now we have to tell our page about our new style sheet. So we select the main document, and we can add a style sheet in the property dialog. So here is our project, and we're going to go into the web folder and styles, and there's our custom style sheet, and you can see it's been added to our project for this page. So let's save this, and let's see how we did. So let's bring our browser back up, and let's refresh the page, and look at that. It's looking great. There's our containers staying centered right in the middle of the browser window. just like Spotify. And in only a few minutes, we have our web application looking very nice. I think we'll add one final touch. Let's get a text widget. And let's name our application. I think this might be a good name. And let's go add our CSS properties, our color, and font size. Okay, this looks good. So let's go into the browser and see how we did. There's Spotify, there's our application, Wakandify, and it looks great. Now, last step, got to get Rihanna's phone number. Until next time.